You know, see, because although I've been doing a lot of research on the rose cross lately, because I made this mandala,
Right.
of which I'm still very happy. I think it looks lovely, and I can't stop looking at it, and it just fits. It's a good arrangement. Even did you notice I even managed to put the universal hexagram and the caliph card in it. It's a full 80 card deck.
80.
Yeah, 78 tarot cards and the universal hexagram and the caliph card. Now the caliph card, I put the back in the middle. It's the little cross. The little cross in the middle is actually the caliph card that I've turned around. So you see this image, and the white part of the cross is actually dedicated to the Holy Ghost and the seven planets. So the universal hexagram is perfect in its place there.
Right. So we're gonna have to. So we need to just deconstruct the rose cross a bit here, don't we?
Yeah, and now wouldn't it be better if you showed the right image?
The right image.
Yeah, you understand what I mean. This is a simplified version. If we're going to be talking about
the simplified version is fine. Yeah, we'll do a graphic later if you send it to me.
But you have two versions. You have the Thelemic version and you have the Golden Dawn version.
Well, there's lots of versions. There's not a kind of one that's see, the thing is, the rose cross is from the Rosicrucians. Okay.
Some say it's even older. There is groups that say it like predates Christianity.
Well, yeah, it's a cross. The
cross and the rose,
Sorry?
The cross and the rose together as a symbol.
Yeah.
It's already very old, it's true.
It's very ancient. The cross is a symbol of balance and harmony. And the rose on there is a feminine symbol, actually.
I found a few, I looked them up. I've been doing a bit of homework.
Good.
So in the first version, they say the cross is the human body, and the rose on the cross is the individual's unfolding consciousness.
So that's one way.
There's another way where they say, this is the Rosicrucian explanation, where they said the rose is silence and the cross is the salvation that the Rosicrucians are trying to bring to the people.
All right.
And then a third one, and then the third one, of course, is the classic version where the cross is the phallus and the rose is the female
sex magic
reproductive organ.
The sex magic.
Yes, that's the one that Crowley prefers, of course.
And the OTO as well. It's the rose is very much a feminine symbol that we have there. And it's, this the stylized version that we have. I mean, all of the other things that are put on there is a way of elucidating or expanding what's already there. The shape of it, if you know your Kabbalism, if you know the Sefer Yetzirah and astrology and alchemy, then you don't need the other bits on there because you know what they are to start with, you see.
But for that, you need the full version, of course. All this is not on this.
All the information is there.
Yeah. This is the 22 petals. You can pretty much reason that this is the major arcana, and the arms are the lesser.
Well, there's if you start from the rose, and as you can see, it's coloured. So there's three circles there. The three circles actually represents the En Ein Sof and Ein Sof Or. Okay, at the top of the Kabbalistic tree of life. It's the Trinity. And it also represents the three divisions of the Hebrew alphabet into 3, 7, and 12. And we have a colouring scheme on there as well. That's so the center is the three colours for fire, water, and air, which is the full and Hangman and the Aeon card, and then the 7 planets, starting with Saturn, and then you have the 12 petals on the outside, which represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. I think you found a thelemic version, but the thing is, it can't be right, because you'd be transposing the signs of the 2 signs of the zodiac, and no one suggests you change the order of the signs of the zodiac.
It is Sodi and Sodi and Hay that have been interchanged.
But that's the planet. That's the signs of the zodiac. You don't change the order of the signs of the zodiac, do you?
Here. Didactic material. I knew I had it somewhere. Here it is.
Right. Is that the Kabbalistic version?
That is the Golden Dawn version.
Golden Dawn, yeah.
The Thelemic version.
It doesn't, because some guy says he's thelemic and he's changed the petals. That doesn't cut any ice, because nobody changes the signs of the zodiac. The order of them is fixed. Okay. But
you could say the same about the order of the tarot cards then.
Well, yeah, but that's a different thing. Okay. Who's suggesting that we change the order of the alphabet?
But you can't deny that Golden Dawn has allowed himself quite a lot of artistic freedom in order to fit everything in their system.
Because they're using it to define the way they want to look at the Kabbalistic tree of life. Okay? You've got to be very clear. People get really sort of, this transposition of Zodiac in particular circumstances on the tree of life. Yes, you change them, but you don't change the order of the planets of the zodiac.
No.
The signs of the zodiac.
I agree on that. That is true.
Because if you were, then you'd say that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And what would be the reason for changing the order of the signs of the zodiac?
Convenience, I suppose.
Well, no, to conform to what somebody wrote. Yeah.
But I know
if I became the great superhero and I decided to change Scorpio with the Lovers, it might be that it's 50 years time after I'm dead. There are people who are literally changing the order of everything because of something I wrote. What's the difference?
What's the difference with so many things? Now, if you just look at the traditional astrology and the Ptolemaic astrology, it would also give you a
traditional Ptolemaic astrology and Western astrology, Indian astrology. The signs of the zodiac are the same.
Yeah, but the dates are different, so you could be one sign.
That doesn't change. You haven't changed the order.
No, that's true. The order.
See, the thing is, if you want to do these things, you've got to prove that you know what you're talking about. And clearly he's not. Let's see. Because the Golden Dawn never changed the order of the zodiac signs. And the OTO has never changed the order of the zodiac signs. So it's a lack of thinking that's going on. It's for a particular purpose. The thing is that, Crowley was told this in Libra. That is not the star. But he didn't say what the star was instead. He's only told one part of the thing. And I said to you this before, is that in Hebrew, Toli is Aries and Delhi is Aquarius. And the values of both of those words, Hebrew words, is 44. So in gematria terms, in numerological terms, Delhi, the star, and Toli, Aries, which is Toli actually means a lamb, are exactly the same, 44. So it's there in gematria, which Crowley knew. So you'd actually know that there's always a ambiguity going on between those two things just by the gematria. Okay, but nothing else would tell you that. Yeah. But how do you present that? And it's only in technical terms, with things that adepts are doing with the tree of life, that's important. not for the rest of the time, because Aries is still is still March the 21st to April 21st, and Aquarius is still 21st of January to the 21st of February. You see, they're still the thing, and that row. I mean, the thing is also the colours of the 12 petals. They're
they wouldn't match anymore.
Rainbow order. You see, so
Yes.
it'd be ludicrous, wouldn't it, to do that on the rose?
Yeah, it is. The colours wouldn't match anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're ruining the harmony, and it shows an ignorance of what the purpose is. You see. So the thing is, so there's the rose, the 22 petals, and then we have the arm of the rose, which is on one side it's coloured in red, and one side it's coloured in blue. And red is clearly fire, and blue is water. And then at the top of the thing we have the yellow colour, which is air. And then we have the two squares below. One is spirit, and one is the Minutum Mundum, which is the earth thing there. Now the thing is with the earth, by giving it that colour. I mean, it's not actually that colour in the on the Thoth tarot card, is it? It's just one colour.
Greeny.
You see.
This is and the supposedly thelemic version has made it green. It's one of the differences.
It's the Minutum Mundum. What they're explicitly doing there is relating that to Malkuth, okay, because that's where it appears on the Minutum Mundum, doesn't it, on the Tree of Life? And you have a pyramid essentially there, and the colours. They're slightly, you can see yellow at the top and green on the right, and there's a sort of a reddish colour on the left, and they relate to the four sides of the pyramid with the elements as well. You see. So, but the important point about this the cross is that you actually have 6 squares basically. And when you have 6 squares, you can turn them into a cube. So this is the cosmic cube that's mentioned in the Sefer Yetzirah. And the number 6 is hugely important because it's a perfect number. 1 + 2 + 3 = 6. 1 × 2 × 3 also equals 6. And this is the because it's sex magic, it's actually the union of the above and below, as above, so below, and the unification of the two of them, because at the center of the cube is the point, you see. So in essence, and if you have 2 of those cubes, you have an altar as well, you see. So this is in essence the unification of the 4 elements plus spirit, if you like, that's going on there. So they also on the outside of the cross on the arms, you have 3 bubbles, don't you? 3 circles.
Yes.
Yep. So what do they represent? On those ones, they've got the symbols of mercury, sulfur, and
show them closer.
And water, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, the 3 main alchemical things, and what they fire, mercury, and earth. So this is cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Okay. So which is the 3 gunas. So if you know on the right and left hand side where the Mars is, sorry, where the fire is at the bottom, you have it's the cardinal symbol there, the sulfur symbol. So that's going to represent Aries, and then the middle one is going to be Leo, and then the top one is going to be Sagittarius, and for the air one, it's going to be cardinal air, which is, my brain's gone blank. Cardinal air. Libra.
What do we have? Taurus is Libra.
Libra. Yeah. Mutable air is Gemini. And the fixed one is going to be Aquarius.
My wife.
So the cherubic signs. And then on the right, moving to the water sign, we have cardinal water, which
Cancer.
is Cancer, fixed water,
Scorpio.
Scorpio, and mutual water, which is Pisces.
Yes.
And
these I know.
Sorry?
These I know.
Good. You need to know them. And we also have at the bottom, this is where it gets kind of munged up because they put the pyramid there. Cardinal Earth is Capricorn, fixed Earth is Taurus, and mutual Earth is Gemini.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, a lot of what's on there is kind of redundant in many respects.
I have a little something that's unclear to me. Let me look for it myself. Now, on the petals there,
yep,
you have the letters. Wait, let me see. Let me pay me.
Well, you have the letters between the cross.
Yes.
INRI.
It says INRI. It says LVX, and it says IAO. And then there is, and it says the astrological signs of the fixed signs are on there as well. But then there are, what is it? There is a V, LVX, IAO. Ah, no. I think it's on the Thelemic version. I have seen it. Here you just have LVX, INRI, and IAO.
Yeah.
You just have the I is there twice. And the V, I think.
Well, the thing is, IAO is a disguised version of Yod He Vav He, the Tetragrammaton.
But they're all basically the same, eh? INRI, LVX, and IAO.
LVX is light. Okay. Although they put a, there's a red cross, isn't there, at the center of the cross as well?
Normally, there's a little rose cross there.
Rose cross, you have a rose cross there as well.
Basically, the original rose cross is a rose and a cross. So they are. A rose on it.
So the thing about them is that they're actually represent the court cards as well.
The court cards are on the pentagrams, I believe. Eh?
No, the court cards are INRI and all those parts there. In some versions, you have them in green, don't you, on the back of the...
Yeah, but when you see those pentagrams in the arms, on top it says element spirit, and then it says, what is it, the four elements.
It's kind of overloading these sort of diagrams.
Hey, but wouldn't you say then that where it says element spirit, so the top of the thing, that would be the ace, and then the four elements would be the four court cards around the pentagram?
No. It's INRI. Is the on the tarot deck they're coloured in green, but they're actually to do with what you have is the union of the macroprocessus and the microprocessus.
Yeah, I see it because INRI is Yod He Vav He.
The 5 with the 6.
Mm.
And you're going into ritual magic and all of these things as well. Then there's a huge area of sort of things on there, but basically it's the union of the 5 and the 6. And you'd have Tiphereth at the center, which is where the cross is. It's beauty, and all the spiritual work, ritual work is done around Tiphereth. You see. So it's so on the back of the tarot cards, you can put it down now, Bart. So it's a simple symbol, and you can add on loads of other things. But in many respects, the version on the back of the Book of Thoth is a simpler. It has all the information there. If you, as an adept, you know all of these things, and also without the symbols, having that planar version, it creates a clearer, unified picture in my mind of what's going on there as well.
Everyone knows the white boxes, and they are quite expensive, so not everyone has one. So these are these are nice little decks that you can find at a reasonable price, which will also be worth money in time, probably.
It's the one I use. I use a similar one to that. So,
Plus, the fact that it comes from Paul Hughes-Barlow will probably make it more valuable.
I don't. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you should sell your deck second hand and put on it explicitly been used by Paul Hughes-Barlow. Oh, bloody hell. If it goes well, you should sell them card by card as talisman.
Yeah.
Oh well, never mind. So how would you like me to take the 3 cards now? I just take them from the top.
Just pick 3 cards and show them all together. Don't do them separately. Just.
I'll do them like that because if I'm.
Yeah. What have we got?
Oh, it's charming.
Wow. So we've got the 5 of Cups, the Devil, and the 7 of Cups.
That's debauched, right? The one I thought last week we had, but it was actually indolence.
Last week was indolence, 8 of Cups.
Yes,
this week it is debauch.
That's
5 of Cups. So what do you think they're about?
Cups and fire in, is he?
Which is fire?
Capricorn, isn't Capricorn fire? The devil.
Yeah.
The devil is Capricorn. And Capricorn is the air then.
Is it?
Or earth. Earth.
Which side?
It's not water. I'm sure about that.
It tells you on the deck, on the card.
Where's my glasses? So I took small cards, eh? Yeah, is that Capricorn or Aries? A Capricorn?
Capricorn.
The devil?
Capricorn.
Yeah.
So this is one of the lessons for this week, is to learn your astrological attributions of the cards.
But I knew it was Capricorn, but I still don't know.
Well,
Capricorn.
yeah, you should know that Capricorn's not air, is air. It's not air, it's earth.
It's earth. Nice.
Yeah. And then going by the devil's the wrong way. Anyway. So the Capricorn rules high places, mountains.
Yes.
And the symbol of Capricorn is the goat. And the goat is an animal that's easily able to jump up the mountain. Okay. And then we have two cards of Scorpio, the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Cups of Scorpio. The one that's missing is the 6 of Cups in there. So, I mean, both of these cards, the 5 of Cups disappointment is there's lack of, there's the emotional content here is not good, is it?
No way.
I mean, they're either side of the tree of life. Okay. And Capricorn is fairly low down as well, as far as I can remember. So Capricorn is career and business and being successful. And the 5 of Cups would be, you could see that suggesting that it's either that you'd want your way of coping or dealing with crappy emotional feelings is to throw yourself into work and be successful. So you can say, I'm the CEO of my company.
I'm the man.
Or something like that. The emotional content in my life is crap, but hey, I've got a Jaguar or
this is exactly
helicopter.
Mind over matter, matter over mind, as you explain it.
Yeah, I mean, it also could mean that the person is dominated by their feelings and emotions as the devil and Capricorn, because you're kind of feeling there's nowhere else to go to, because it's like you're going up the mountain in a fog, and you can't actually see the sky above or the earth below. You're just caught up in this cloud and not being able to see anything clearly at all. So you can see that as also not, the ability to succeed comes from not getting caught up in your emotions. But I mean, we have 2 elements missing there, don't we? Air and fire. Yeah. So there's a kind of
exactly the cups are not exactly the best looking either. Eh?
No, they're not. No, they're not. So there's, so it could also mean confusion or depression about how successful someone's going to be. Is it worth working hard? Is it worth being successful in your chosen career or business or something like that as well? Let's see.
And this debauch.
Alternatively, it could be setting up a drugs business, couldn't it?
Yes, it could.
It's Bart, the master criminal.
But the disappointment still needs a place then in that explanation. If it were the devil and debauch, it could be that.
Well,
but...
you know, Five of Cups disappointment is you don't get what you expect. You know? And so, oh, well, you know, it's like thinking you get a fantastic Christmas present and you end up with socks. Mm. You know, it's ultimately there is I mean, it could be sort of a determination to escape from those things. And you could see that maybe as someone who does a lot of running or exercise or something in order to, you know,
to escape, literally,
to grind their way out of the situation. So, but it's pretty heavy going, isn't it?
Yeah, I would, if I would see this, I would say the devil here in this case indeed means paying too much attention to matter, getting your priorities a little bit mixed up.
Oh right, yeah, that's a good segue back into, isn't it, into what we were talking about.
And then I would say, and this comes out of a certain emotional emptiness, disappointment, or this leaves you, or this leaves you empty, and of course, concerning this as well, associated with this is you indulge, feel sorry for yourself, or you try to put a plaster on the wounds by pampering yourself and spoiling yourself with all sorts of things that don't really help.
Are you doing an autobiographical thing there?
No, I'm just really reading the cards here. But the thing is, though, yeah, I know I have my way of presenting things. I should be a bit more optimistic, of course. If I read cards like this for someone, they're going to walk out depressed.
But on the other hand, you know, the mountain is also a symbol of God and enlightenment as well. Yeah, in the Golden Dawn, we have
if you see a mountain, normally a mountain is a symbol of a huge problem.
No, but it can also, I mean, like Mount Fuji is where, you know, the mountains are where the gods reside, aren't they?
Yeah, but they also say the work is mounting up.
So
a mountain of washings.
It is ascent. It is about ascent, and the spiral arms of the devil card there. You know, Crowley quotes God is a spiral force, doesn't he? So we have two vortexes there from the devil, from the horns of the goat as well. You see,
it's the polar vortex. That's why we're so cold right now.
Let's finish up with, let's do 3 more cards. See if you can find some cheerful ones, Bart.
Find some cheerful cards.
Well, you know,
that shouldn't be too difficult with the Thoth tarot. Oh. It's a bit better. It's better. But it's also a volatile combination.
Yes, right. So we have the Princess of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. If we had the 6 of Cups in the previous one, then we'd have had all 3 Scorpio cards there.
Oh yeah, he was missing it.
So again, this center card of oppression, you know, is the heavy energy of needing or wanting to succeed something, or allowing people to give you a hard time. But this is the opposite way around, because actually in this case, we have a good picture. The 6 of Cups, pleasure, and the Princess of Wands is a young woman starting out on a new venture and making things happen, probably enjoying herself. So the interesting also actually is the 10 of Wands is the last decan of Sagittarius, and in the previous one we had Capricorn, which is the sign after that. So and also the 6 of Cups again is Scorpio. So it could be to do with something that happened in November, you know, resulting in something happening a bit later on around Christmas time. See, because the 10 of Wands is Sagittarius.
Yes. And
the 6 of Cups is the middle decan of Scorpio. So that's November.
Yes.
And the Princess of Wands doesn't...
My son's birthday is on the 4th of November. I think he's 6 of Cups. Is that possible?
It's possible. So you either have great ambitions for him, or you're just worrying too much about what he's going to do with his life.
Oh, he's doing good. I have no complaints for the moment. He's got very big ambitions and very big plans, and then let him do whatever he wants, as long as he does it good and he enjoys himself.
Well, there we are. You see. So if you're doing that, if you had those three cards, you know, we'd found the cards out. We wouldn't be picking on isolated ones. So if I came to you and those are three cards that I pulled out, what would you be saying to me, Bart?
Oppression. I consider oppression being you suppress your behavior. You are wanting to do certain things and you don't do them.
Why?
Because now I will say my way is different from yours. The Princess of Wands I interpret as a temporary person who is an honest, forward person who is who has their tongue, their heart on their tongue. So this is a person who you would like to have a go at something or someone, but you don't do it. You oppress it. Eh? And then what would I say about the Six of Cups? Yeah, this is how I would see it here. I would associate oppression with the fire, with the temper of this card.
Well, hang on. Oppression is allowing other people to dominate or dictate your life. Okay?
Couldn't it be suppressing something in yourself?
That's within the card. So, you know, it's thinking that people won't let me do something. Yeah?
And this temper of this lady is it's supposed to be the tiger around her. This is what Crowley says.
Yeah.
There's a sleeping tiger in her, which means so she has a nasty temper when she gets pissed off. You don't want to wake that tiger up.
Right.
So I find this card next to this one makes me think the tiger wants to come out, but he has to stay down.
It could be a woman that I know who wants to enjoy herself but feels that she can't.
No, she has to oppress it. Yes, could also be.
You know, it's a bit like at the moment with lockdown. You know, you can't really complain, oh, my life is crap, I'm not allowed to go out anywhere, because lots of people are dying at the moment.
Oh, yes. And Six of Cups is what sort of pleasure? Because you have different degrees of pleasure in the cups, eh?
Yes.
So is this sensual pleasure?
The six is a perfect number, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's
harmonious balance. We're back to the Rose Cross again. Because
I agree with you here. You are right. A lady who wants to enjoy herself, and she doesn't let herself. She's for some reason she can't.
Yeah, she's putting herself down in some way, and or feeling guilty that she's having those kind of things as well.
Because you have the Two of Wands. What is that one again?
That's Dominion.
Dominion. I've been doing a bit of research on the difference between Dominion and Oppression. They're very different cards. Eh? Dominion is a good card. Huh?
Well, I mean, it's about, you know, it's like when there's a coup, you know, to liberate the people supposedly, and the people who take over very often end up worse than the previous lot. Yeah, you know.
At first.
Yeah, and then, you know, they want to be free and everything, but then they enjoy being there and they don't want anyone to take over, so they suppress everything else that's going on.
Are you talking about Brexit?
Brexit's wonderful. We have everything in this country. Everything is fine. We're in a paradise. You don't realize it. So, folks, viewers, if you don't want us to carry on wittering on like this about 2 or 3 cards, you better give us. We won't give your name away. We can make you anonymous, Mr. X or Miss Y from wherever. So, you know, it's no one's going to know that it's you that's asked the question.
We will say the names have been changed to protect the guilty.
And save our bacon as well, by the looks of things. So what have you learned today? You know, we need, you know, the tarot is about balance and harmony, isn't it? You know, there's a reason for the cross on the back. It's not mere decoration. It's fulfilling a particular function. It's a very powerful one.
And Capricorn is earth.
Capricorn is earth. Yes, it's cardinal on earth. So that would be where the sulfur sign is where that would be.